The stock of the day is brought to you by IG, Australia's #1 CFD provider. With over 17,000 markets and extended trading hours, turn US earnings season volatility into opportunity. Get started at IG.com.
And the stock of the day is Findi. The payment services company says that it's accelerating its Indian expansion plans with an acquisition. It's bought Tata Communications' white label ATM business called IndiCash for $75.7 million. Now, Findi had guided to earnings in between $5 to $7 million for FY26 and profit after tax guidance between $2 and $4 million. And let's take a look at the performance of the stock off the back of that today, up a pretty solid 12%. So for this stock of the day today, I feel like I might be able to play you two off of each other. We'll see, because I happen to know that MPC Markets is looking quite favourably upon Findi.
Well, that was our small caps, big ideas presentation, basically. Yeah. So we continually get asked, is it going to go higher? And that was at $6, and obviously now we're at $7.50. So the acquisition is about 2.5 times rev, 10 times EBITDA, in a sector where it usually trades anywhere from 15 to 40 times. So times EBITDA, that is, and it really does help them get their IPO on track. The IPO is going to be the big winner. Obviously, on a 5-year basis, that's obviously gone through the roof quite a lot. But and hence why people are asking, am I buying into a trap here? But if they list on the Indian market, the revenue, the valuation multiples are significantly higher than what they are in Australia. So we would expect this to just continue going. Whether we would buy it here at $7.50, we would buy small and probably dollar average, because this is a ridiculous valuation. But everything seems to be going pretty well for them. They're delivering on everything they said they were going to deliver on. I think that multiple bump once it lists in India, which is still a while away, it's 2026. But I don't see it running away from here. I think we'd probably be more so trimming towards $8 on what's not a massive position for us.
And you have confidence in, we don't hear a lot from management because I do believe that they're India-based, but the board?
No, management the CEO or chairman was on with Jonathan on the day.
Yeah.
If you Google them, he's quite active.
Yeah.
They've executed so far,
yep.
And the big plan is that IPO. So as long as they keep that on track, and they keep picking up smaller assets like this, I think that's where you'll get a little bit of an upswing. But it's dangerous buying here at the moment. But
So let's take a look at the 5-year chart, and then I'll pass it over to Adam Dawes from Shaw & Partners.
Yeah, well, look, certainly the 5-year chart, we invested in this one maybe 5 years or 8 years ago. So we've still got some clients in there that are still now very happy, but it has been a long road to getting to where we are today. First of all, just, the India market has had a fantastic run. And if you look at it on a global scale, it's the most expensive market in the world at the moment. So again, be a little bit cautious around the India side of things. And 2026 IPO, there's a lot of water to go underneath the bridge, so that's fine. What's the market cap? Do we know what the market cap is?
I think it's about 335.
335, making NPAT of 2 to 4 million. Looks a little bit stretched there on that market cap. So I'm agreeing with Mark that it's definitely, you wouldn't be putting fresh money into these levels. This exuberance that they're putting through today, obviously, it does give them scale. They do say that they've delivered 4,600 ATMs across India's existing wide network, and then they've got another 3,000 warehoused. So that does lead me to believe there's a lot of inventory sitting there that they need to get rid of or move. So again, to be a little bit cautious. And they're sending these ATMs out to the rural or semi-urban and rural geographics. Now, potentially India has moved, when we first started with the computers, it was an IBM computer, and then we went to potentially to a laptop, and now we're to mobile phones. India really didn't have a tower, didn't really have a laptop, and they're just doing everything on their phone. I wonder how much actual cash is actually needed in India. It's a very large country, there's lots going on there. So I would think that yes, they do still need cash, But I think payments and businesses, those kinds of things through the mobile phone would have taken a lot of that out. But there's a lot of rural areas out there that haven't really done much. So I think, this kind of thing is quite good. So all in all, I think it looks a little bit stretched up here. I'd be cautious, potentially taking a little bit of profit around this. And yeah, as Mark said, doing an India IPO, there's more water going the bridge, but it would be a hold from me.
Yeah, interesting. The cash usage over there is phenomenally more of a percentage than most developed countries, and
right.
In terms of the India rally as well, it's the only major country that's going to have workforce population growth until 2050, whereas everyone else is going backwards. So while it does look stretched against other countries, it has that demographic advantage that say China had 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and the US had.
Well, it's already taken over GDP. From China, and that was years ago now. So their GDP is rising where China's falling. I saw a stat the other day that China is going to lose around by 2040 or 2050, they'll have 250 million less people.
Yeah.
So that stimulus that we're talking about today actually has to work in fact with less people. And so that change, whereas India is in that growth phase, labour, all those kinds of things. So yeah, it looks interesting.
Got it. Thanks, guys. That is the stock of the day, being Findi.
The stock of the day was brought to you by IG. Turn volatility into opportunity this US earnings season with extended trading hours on over 110 key US shares. Get started at IG.com.